Hello and welcome back to the Ultimate Guide to Command Blocks. Today we're going to be looking at the testfor statement and arguments. So here's a list of all the arguments in the game as of current. Current being 1309b and 1.5. If any more are added, I'll be sure to be making a video about that in the future. But anyway, the general formatting for an argument is as such. You have the command, the player specifier, and then in square brackets right after the player specifier you have your arguments. And if you were to have a multiple argument, you would use a comma to separate it. Now the brackets are just put there just so that you can differentiate what is actually what, but perhaps it'd be a little bit more easy to understand if we have a look at some actual uses of it. So here we have a give statement, and we have a parameter which is the score underscore points underscore minimum parameter. That's sort of the only way I can describe it, because that's what it is. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to test for people who have been affected by the points objective and have a minimum amount of points of 10, which is the equals to 10 part. So if this is true, then it will execute the command, which is to give the nearest player with the item ID of 30. So hopefully that made a bit of sense. And if we tab and check how many points we have, as you can see we have 15, which is greater than 10, hence the minimum of 10 requirement will be met. And if we click that, as you can see, we get a cobweb, which is the item ID 30. Now we can use this parameter in a different way as well. We can use it in the scoreboard players remove function to remove 10 points if they have 10 points. So we can instantly see that this is going to turn into a little shop. If we give the player with a minimum of 10 points the item, and then instantly a tick later we remove that amount of points, then obviously we're going to be using this as a payment system. You're going to get items and you're going to have points reduced. Just like such. We're down to 5 and we just received a cobweb. Very, very useful application of this, and I'm just going to throw those over there. So this is the radius command. Let's go ahead and check it. As you can see, I'm within 3 blocks of this, which is what the 3 represents, and it outputs the command saying hello player. But if I'm more than 3 blocks away from it, as you can see, nothing happens. But if I'm within, then it does. Very useful. Anyway, this is the coordinate parameters. Now what that means is people within or at specific positions within the Minecraft world can be checked for. So someone at a position 766 on the X coordinate, Y coordinate 56, and Z coordinate 209 within a radius of 2 of that particular area will be acted upon. Now if I click this button, nothing happens because I'm not at that location within a radius of 2. Now that location is just over here. So if we jump over here and hit the button, as you can see, because we're within 2 blocks of this highlighted area here, the command block is executed. Now, another way that I want to show you is that this can actually be formatted in a much more compact way. As you see, we have the same values, but instead of saying X equals, Y equals, Z equals, R equals, we just list them all. Now there is a specific order in which Minecraft recognizes the values, so it's X, Y, Z, and then radius. I'm not too sure about things after that, because I only use it to compact down position coordinates and such, but I believe the most likely situation is it's this order here. So X, Y, Z, radius, radius minimum, people of a certain game mode, number of players, people of a given XP level, minimum level, score, score name minimum, specific team, specific name, and then people without a specific name. And again, this is also a list of all the commands, so hopefully that gave you a little bit of an overview of what we're going over here. So as you can see, it does exactly the same thing. If we walk over to the designated region, it will output the hello player command just like this one will, and it acts in exactly the same way, which is really useful and pretty awesome. So let's come over to here and see what we have. I know this is just a this is just something for me to demonstrate the next one, so I should really remember what I'm doing. But this right here is going to test for all players with a certain amount of kills. Now we're looking at the testfor statement, and the reason I've put the testfor statement with the argument statement is because these things really act together pretty much like as they're supposed to. You can't really use the testfor command without the knowledge of arguments. So as you can see, I do have 20 kills, so we're getting an output here. But as you can see, the output only has a signal strength of 1, and that's because the command block only found a single player who meets these requirements. So in order to avoid that, you can simply replace it with a repeater. And as you can see, the 09 snapshot has messed a bit with my animated textures, but I'll be getting to that shortly, hopefully, and fixing that for you. Now this, even though we're not providing an input, will stay on regardless. So the way you get this to deactivate is you have to press it again, but the statement has to be false. So you have to update it. So if I go ahead and change this to 1 and hit it. Oh wait, no, I need to actually hit this first. There we go, hit that. And now if I hit this, excuse me. Oh, score minimum. No, that's not going to work. Is that going to work? That should work. There we go. As you can see, the power's been deactivated because it's finished testing for people with the saw like such. So this is really simple. Test for someone within a certain radius. A very simple example of the command, and as you can see, it's only updated one of these systems here because it's not got enough power to go far enough. So here's a bit of a better sort of demonstration of this. We can use it to detect people within a certain range. So as you can see, when I get close to this command block, it activates. When I get further away, it deactivates automatically, and that's because this is constantly updating the state of this command block. Pretty damn awesome. Now, I can't exactly remember what this was for, but oh well. That's the end of the video, I believe. There's not much more to it. It's all about using it to various different situations that you're in. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and the main part about this is investigating it yourself and getting familiar with the arguments and such. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. There'll be a link to the next video if you're interested in that, where we're going to be looking over some game rules, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.